Do you believe in coincidences? Jung wouldn't. There's an invisible force that connects events, people, and moments, something that goes beyond mere chance. This force is known as synchronicity. When unrelated events align with deep personal meaning, it's the universe speaking to you. Have you ever felt like something was meant to be? Like a message arrived just when you needed it? Or an encounter changed everything? That's not random. Watching this video right now at this very moment, that's not random either. Your unconscious, your soul is always looking for signs. And maybe this video is one of them. If this message already stirred something within you, subscribe now and explore our members area. A safe space for those who seek to reconnect with their deepest truth. Glowing star. Within you lies an ancient wisdom. Quiet, often ignored, yet always present. Carl Jung taught that the unconscious isn't just a storage space for forgotten memories. It's a living source of guidance, creativity, and deep self-knowledge. It's like an underground river that flows continuously, even when you don't realize it. The real question isn't whether it's speaking, it's whether you're willing to listen. This inner dialogue is happening all the time, though rarely in direct words. It speaks through dreams, those symbolic stories that emerge when the ego is asleep. It speaks through sudden intuitions, unexplained physical sensations, recurring emotional patterns, and even that discomfort that seems to come from nowhere. Every symptom, every unease, could be a note from your unconscious trying to get your attention. Pause for a moment. How many times have you just known something without knowing why? A silent certainty that you needed to take a different path, end a relationship, or close a chapter. These subtle intuitions are often how your soul cries out through the noise of the rational mind. Ignoring them is like turning away from a map that could guide you through life's inner maze. What if the inner chaos you feel isn't a problem, but a message? What if that strange dream, that discomfort with someone, or that repeated pattern in your life is pointing towards something you need to see more clearly? The unconscious never stops trying to wake us. It just changes its strategy. It starts with a whisper, then it begins to shout. Maybe this video is one of those calls. A small spark lighting something inside you. The very fact that you're reflecting on this now is already a sign that your listening is beginning. And that's the first step to transformation, to stop ignoring and start the dialogue. Your unconscious has much to say, and it speaks the language of the soul. Are you ready to listen? You know that emptiness that shows up even when everything seems fine? That feeling of living on autopilot, going through the motions, smiling on the outside, but feeling a quiet ache inside? That's not weakness. It's not ingratitude. It's your soul trying to wake you up. Jung believed that this deep discomfort is a clear sign. The unconscious is trying to reconnect you with who you truly are. When we drift away from our purpose, our essence, life starts to lose its color. It's as if something inside us is screaming, but the rational mind tries to silence it with distractions, obligations, and fear. This calling can come in many forms. An existential crisis, the sensation of feeling lost, an unexplained sadness, or even a sudden urge to drop everything and start over. Sometimes, it shows up as a constant dissatisfaction with your work, your relationships, or the person you see in the mirror. These feelings are not problems to be fixed. They are invitations, signs that your soul is asking for reconnection, for authenticity, for freedom. Life wants you to dream again, to remember what truly moves you. So I ask you, how many times have you ignored your dreams out of fear of what others would think? How many times have you shrunk yourself to fit into spaces that didn't even see you? And what if this video is the reminder you needed to change that? Take a deep breath. Feel the call. It's not coming from the outside. It's coming from within. And maybe today is the day you begin to listen. We all carry a hidden part, a side of ourselves we'd rather not see, that we hide from others and, often, even from ourselves. Jung called this part the shadow. It's not necessarily bad, but it includes everything we've repressed, denied, or rejected throughout life because it didn't fit social, familial, or even spiritual expectations. The shadow lives between the lines, in the judgments we make, in overreactions, in recurring conflicts. It shows up when we criticize someone with disproportionate anger, when we feel envy, jealousy, wounded pride, when we sabotage good things in our lives and don't understand why. Facing the shadow is uncomfortable, confronts us with inner truths we'd rather keep buried. But ignoring it means allowing it to control us from the dark, influencing our decisions, harming our relationships, and pulling us away from who we truly are. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In other words, as long as you avoid shining light on your shadow, you'll keep repeating the same patterns, thinking the problem is always outside of you. Facing your shadow is not weakness. It's an act of courage. It's the first step toward true inner freedom. Are you ready to look inward truly? What inside of you still needs to be acknowledged, understood, and healed? The answer isn't in running away. It's in the light you choose to shine on the darkness. Have you ever stopped to think that many times we see in others what we can't accept in ourselves? Projection is one of the most powerful mechanisms of the unconscious. When we can't deal with a trait, emotion, or aspect of ourselves, we tend to see it in others and often judge them intensely. Jung said that everything that irritates us in others is, in fact, a reflection of something unresolved within us. When something in another person triggers a strong emotional reaction in you, whether anger, envy, or even admiration, it's a mirror reflecting something inside your own psyche that needs to be acknowledged. For example, if you feel intense anger towards someone who seems to always brag, it might be because, inside you, there's a part that also desires recognition but feels insecure. Or, if you feel great disdain for someone who acts selfishly, it may reveal a part of you that struggles with your own selfishness or egocentrism. Projection prevents us from seeing reality clearly because we're looking through a veil of judgment and denial. Instead of facing what bothers us, we try to change it in others. But true transformation begins when we stop pointing fingers at others and start looking inward. Here's a simple exercise for you to reflect on. Think of someone who bothers you deeply. Now, ask yourself, what does this person show me about myself? What part of me is being reflected in this behavior? The key to growth is understanding that others are often our teachers. They help us see aspects of ourselves that were hidden, ready to be integrated. Are you willing to look into the mirror and see what is reflected inside of you? In the whirlwind of life, it's easy to get lost. We become so immersed in obligations, expectations, and external pressures that we forget who we truly are. But within you, there's a unique essence waiting to be rediscovered. This essence is what gives you life, purpose, and direction. When you look back, what did you love to do? What were your deepest dreams before the world taught you to be afraid of them? What happened to that part of you that believed in the impossible, that surrendered to enthusiasm without reservation? To start dreaming again doesn't mean living in a world of illusions. It means reclaiming what holds deep meaning for you, what moves you from within. The courage to reinvent yourself, to look at what you truly want, could be the first step to a new life, a life that's more authentic and full of purpose. Remember, you don't need to wait for a perfect moment to begin. The moment is now, and the power to transform your reality is in your hands. If this video touched your soul, comment below with a word that represents your next step. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and access our members area, where your transformation journey continues with support, exclusive content, and community.